Hey guys, so it's been a year since I filmed my very first ever plant tour, and I've actually just uploaded the 2023 version of that plant tour, but I figured, hey, let's watch last year's together and react to it. We're just gonna go ahead and watch it. So get a cup of coffee, get comfortable.
Hey guys, my name is Sarah.
Oh my goodness.
Today I'm going to be doing a video that I have actually
The sound quality is horrible. The sound quality is horrible. Oh my goodness. It was my old phone that I was filming with. And the front facing camera had like the worst audio ever. And I love how you can see like my my recycling on top of my fridge, milk and water jugs.
Okay, my dining room is my
Wow.
next, and first, I guess, first.
A lot has changed in this room. It's not a dining room anymore.
There's a lot of really special things.
It's not green anymore. There's no plants in it anymore.
I guess I'll go left is Anthurium.
Okay, my Anthurium Luxurious does not look like it has changed very much at all, because it currently has like 2 leaves about the same size, and then a new one just came in. But I'm pretty sure the oldest leaf on this one is gone now. The newest leaf that you're seeing is the one that's all crispy.
Other than the crispy, she's gonna give me more leaves.
Hasn't gotten that bigger.
This one right here. Oh my goodness.
That one's gotten a lot bigger.
Philodendron
El Choco Red, Rubra Juvenile.
This used to be called the El Choco
Yeah,
Red.
I kind of explained like the name thing.
The backs,
I show you the backs of the leaves.
have this, like,
This video quality is horrible.
especially when the plant is
I've really tried to step it up. I hope you guys can appreciate that.
It did not take transit very well.
It didn't?
I pretty much had to reroot it. It came with several leaves, but most of
I
the
don't
leaves were dead and yellow.
Oh, I kind of do remember
This
that.
is a leaf that came with the plant. This is the first one that unfurled with me,
Mhm.
and then it just gave me this one recently.
This one grows so fast. If you haven't seen my updated plant tour, you need to watch it.
This is, we call this a velvet type of leaf.
We call this a velvet leaf, as if like I'm a part of the people who named it.
And then hiding back here, this is my skin daffodils, silver cloud.
What?
Can you just, like,
Oh my goodness, look at the internodal spacing.
She's so
Look at
pretty,
how
and she's
small it
unfurling
is.
a brand new leaf for me, which is super exciting. I have
This
to
plant
see her
has
for a
grown
while.
since this video all the way up the
They
plank,
grow on trees or plants.
and I had to chop it
This is one
down.
that would prefer to be
And it
flat
started to
top.
shingle.
And so when you give the plant something to climb,
Yeah, I'm kind of
this
talking about
center
that
plate
here.
you pretty
I
much
think
can
this tour was filmed right before she started to shingle.
root onto this plank, hopefully, that's the plant,
Mhm.
and it will grow up.
Yeah,
and
she
as it
did.
gets higher up on the plank,
She did.
The leaves are going to get bigger and bigger because the plant is going to feel very secure.
The leaves
holding onto the
did
plant.
not
So,
get bigger and
go
bigger.
for that.
They
I
changed the way
have
they
2
looked.
more
The coloring.
Anthuriums right here. So this is Anthurium Luxurious.
She gone. She's dead.
Just giving me this.
Right now in this video, that regal is the best it looked ever in my care. And I gave up. And I kind of got to the point where I was like, I don't need to have an Anthurium regal just because it's one of the like essentials. I remember being confused by that. I still don't know. I still don't think it was spider mites because it never spread onto anything else. No webbing.
So I really think it's something else. Anthurium regal. This one is an Anthurium hybrid.
Wow.
So this one is called
That's a lot different now. My Crystal Hope has like big, beautiful leaves now. She's flowered for me, which is super exciting. I think she's flowered once before today, and then has a flower currently going that I pollinated, and then a 3rd flower on its way.
Moving down, I'll go left to right again. Here's another Anthurium.
Okay.
They are quickly becoming my favorite kinds of
That's so cool to see the Clarinervium right now, because she still has those 2 leaves in that she has right there in that video. And it's been a year.
I want to say December. This whole plant fell.
I remember that.
And everything on the shelf at the time was on the ground. This was one of them. And this was like when the leaf was still new and
My
soft,
whole
and so,
shelf
like,
fell
when the
and
shelf
Lecca was
fell,
everywhere, and it was like right before I had friends coming over. Yeah, healthy roots, healthy gal. Still healthy, flowered. Adansonii, that's gone. I don't have that anymore. Look at her.
One of my favorites right now.
She's looking really good in this video. I kind of want to listen to what I'm saying about these plants. I'm not really talking too much. Is this even a good react? It's so exciting to see what this plant looked like a year ago and now, because the size difference in that plant is insane. She's flowering now. The leaves are like from my head to like my mid-torso, and it's been 12 months. What is she gonna look like in the next 12 months? Yeah, I'm kind of talking here about like the size of the plant and how big I think she's gonna get. I think I gave that one away. I had a friend going off to college. She was really into plants. Gave it to her. I still have that. That is, it's actually still in that room in the house. It has stayed as like a house plant. It didn't move upstairs. It's not in the greenhouse. It looks like the same as that. So my Moonlight Scindapsus looks way fuller in this video from a year ago than it does in my current tour. What happened? I think maybe some of the original leaves eventually died off, because if you have this plant, you know that it was sold in department stores and garden centers as like a bunch of cuttings in a pot. And those original leaves, I think, eventually died. That's why my plant looks thinner. Look at how the global green started out. Yeah, I was right. 2 cuttings with a couple leaves on each. That's my cat freaking out. Is that my silver hero? The platinum? I need to pause. Did you see that? I don't know. Can you calm down? I don't know if that cutting turned into my pot that I have now, because I just can't recall if the cutting I just showed you died off and then I bought a second one. But it's crazy to see that full pots I have right now used to be like single leaf cuttings. This Maranta, I hate it. I don't want it anymore. This one I got rid of. I don't want it anymore. I kind of came to the point where, like, as far as my collection went, I had to really take a look and be like, do I want this plant? Do I like this plant? Or do I just have this because everyone has this? So I got rid of a lot. Look at my bedroom. There is baby stuff everywhere right now in this section.
I'm gonna take you here now to my pride and
I say this is my pride and joy. I mean, yes, because of what plant it is, but look at it. I was proud of that. Okay, I'm explaining what a variegated albo is. I cannot, I mean, obviously I know that my plant has changed in a year, but to look at how it was doing a year ago, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 leaves, I think. And currently, I don't know, but a lot. It's currently climbing up a plank. It's currently fenestrating, gaining size. It's currently 2 plants, because after I filmed this tour, I think is when I decided to cut the main vine to activate a second growth point. So now I have 2 plants. Now it's full. Now it's beautiful. My goodness. I can't believe it looked like this and that I was so proud of it. But I guess that just tells you, like, you really can be happy with what you have. You really can. And just put in the time to growing it and making it happy. Oh, I had already cut it at this point. Do I have a growth point yet? Yes. Yes. Oh my goodness. That right there that I'm pointing to turned into the very white, very minty plant that you saw at the bottom of the pot. invest time and energy into growing the plants you have now. Don't worry about buying all the new ones.
Share multiples, right? This is my Philodendron Splendid, which is a hybrid. This one is a.
That's my Philodendron Splendid? It's like this big.
I think this is a cross between it's going to be keeping the top. So
I have not.
It's gonna be
Yes, I have. Even since this video, I have cut it more and sold it more. I've just been keeping the top. Every time I cut it, I keep the top. I sell like a mid cutting or a bottom cutting.
The bigger the leaves will get.
Yeah.
You can see the difference. I'm sorry.
In the past 12 months, it has sized up. It has gotten happy, gained the bigger leaves that I was looking for. But seriously, I know that in the plant community, I need to pause this again because this is important. Oh my goodness. Look at I'm telling you, listen, I know it's hard because I get this way too. But in the plant community, with Instagram, with YouTube, with purges in local Facebook groups, it can be so hard to fight the need to like buy more plants and add to your collection because plants grow slow. It takes a while. It has taken a year for me. And these 4 plants right now that I've showed you, Albo, Splendid, and I'm about to show you Glorious and Majestic. It has been a year, and a year is a long time to wait. And sometimes buying something new gives you that gratification that you're looking for. But I'm telling you, like, if you can just instead, I'm talking to myself right now because I still spend way too much money on plants. I'm still buying new plants when I should be investing my time and energy into making the plants I have now happy. Because if you've seen the plant tour I just uploaded, you're shocked as well. Because these plants that I'm showing you in this video, how is that the same plant?
Glorious and the Majestic. Very similar hybrids. The Glorious is very close.
That looks rough.
No, the Glorious is Melanopricum.
Like that just looks
and
ugly.
Gloriosum.
Oops, sorry, I kicked
The
everything.
Majestic got this plant.
Yeah.
And here, underneath my Glorious, I'm about to get a new leaf opening up on her.
I had a lot of the extra floral nectaries going on the Glorious that created a lot of scarring. It stopped that.
Which is just another.
Look at the plow.
I know some of you, my friends have told me that they
The
all
plow money has been a journey for
to
me.
it looked different, but
I've had trouble keeping it happy.
Over here, over and
I got rid of that.
and then over here, a little baby Gloriosum just living her life.
That's the Gloriosum that I have right now?
Here is more Scindapsus exotica. First of all, look at how big the leaf
Oh,
is.
there's the exotica. So I must have just been beginning the transfer to LECA
They're
process.
like wilted, they are curled.
This was a year ago. I told you in my plant tour that I just uploaded that it's been just a few months since I transferred this to LECA. But here, 12 months ago, I decided to move it over.
This is an important plant. This is a very sentimental
If you have kids, you know what it's like. A year goes by and it feels like 10 years has gone by. Yeah. Yeah, she did great after she rooted. She's super happy now. You've seen her.
This guy here, I actually just got yesterday in a trade.
There's the cream, the silver stripe.
Very pretty Philodendron silver stripe.
It's really cool to see these plants that I used to have now as small ones and now they're big.
Dean McDowell. This is another hybrid.
Look at that.
This is a hybrid between the Gloriosum, which I have right there.
This is so exciting to watch.
A really cool hybrid. I feel like this.
To like be reminded of what my plants looked like a year ago and then
But the next leaf did not have
knowing what they look like right now. I was really excited about this Dean McDowell because one leaf had like a blotch of what I thought was variegation. It never turned into anything.
This is Anthurium crystallinum.
So this crystallinum, super long petioles, not the prettiest looking leaves. It was an awkward plant to have. It took up a lot of space. And so I just decided I don't know how to propagate Anthurium. I'm gonna propagate it. And so shortly after I took this video, I believe, I unpotted the whole thing and I just cut it up into sections. I didn't know what I was doing. I'd never propped Anthurium before. And then kind of life happened. I got pregnant. I got really distracted. I let most of those props die, but I still have the one that you saw in my video. I do a lot of explaining these hybrids. Look at the tie. Here's what happened with the tie. She started growing really great. She developed a wonderful root system, pushed out a bunch of leaves, and I was like, you know what? Let's pot her up. But I potted her into a pot that was too big, and we got root rot.
So this is where I put plants that need just a little bit extra THC.
Yeah, this was like my hospital for plants.
Which is exactly what
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I sold that one.
The plant is overall doing great.
I don't know.
I have, this is another
Brazil is gone.
Brazil. You saw another one of these.
Decided again, it's like, it's hard because like you get into plants, you start with commons. Monstera adansonii, Philodendron Hartley, Philodendron Brasil, and you have them, and then you get into the more interesting rare stuff. I held on to these for a while before I was like, you know what, this sparks no interest. I don't care about this plant. So I sold a lot of the ones that I just didn't care about anymore.
This one, another one of those where I've only seen it written. I don't know if I know how to say
This is a funny story.
Mayowi.
I thought this was Philodendron Mayowi. I was really excited about this, but it finally kept taking on size and kept taking on size and finally maturing and finally showing me its true leaf shape, and it was a pedatum. When I already have a Florida ghost, so I sold it. There's some plain heartleaf that might be downstairs. Here's a Paraiso Verde. Got rid of it. Again, another situation where I was like, you know what? I see these plants. I see that a lot of people have them. A lot of people like them. I decided I didn't like it. It just wouldn't get that beautiful marbling for me. It just wouldn't. Like, I was giving it as much light and heat as I possibly could in my conditions. And it grew so fast, I was always having to chop it so that it would fit on my shelves. And the leaves were always solid green. And I was like, you know what? I don't need this. So I sold it. Don't feel like you have to keep a plant if you don't love it. It's hilarious to me how my melano always looks the same. Always. No matter how long I've had it. It was one of the first rare plants I ever got. And it looks exactly the way it does right now. And if you have a melano, you probably are experiencing the same exact thing unless you bought it mature. Because as juveniles, I dropped the plant there on the ground. Maybe that's what's wrong with my melano. Juvenile melanochrysum are hard, but although I could just buy a mature one, I'm also not a quitter. I'm like, I can get it there. I can get it there. Check back in a year. That one I think I planted. You're not going to see it in this year's plant tour. You'll see the area here in this old video. I didn't even show it this time, but it's like a mixed pot at the bottom of my stairs. What is this? Dubaya? Got rid of Dubaya. Again, another one where I'm like, I don't need this. This isn't working for me. I didn't have anything for it to grow up. I probably would now. You know what? I'm gonna think about getting a Dubaya again. It'd be really happy in my greenhouse on a plank.
This is a cutting of Philodendron.
There's the golden dragon.
The leaf that you see here is not really what I'm after.
Oh, this is interesting. This cutting died off. Oh, this is a good story, and I'll make it fast. I bought several cuttings from somebody online in like a rare plant Facebook group. All of the cuttings came in and they seemed fine, and then they never ever grew. And I gave them everything. And a couple months passed by and I see like a negative review for the girl I had bought these plants from, claiming that she had been importing plants, chopping them up and selling them off right away. And I think that's what happened to me. And when you put a plant through that kind of stress, it may never recover. And although the cuttings I got, they didn't die right away and they looked fine. They had no energy left in them after that kind of trauma, and so they never grew. So this golden dragon I got from her, and I think a Billy and a Florida ghost that I'm about to show you, they're all gone now because they died or because I gave up on them and gave them away for free and bought cuttings from somebody else. Wow, that's messed up. Don't be like that. Don't do that to people. If you're gonna get a rehab, I mean, if you're gonna get an import, at least rehab it before you sell it out. This is sad. I think I paid, I don't remember what I paid. It wasn't obscene. I think it was like $80 for all 3 cuttings, but essentially it was a scam. Like, she knew they wouldn't do okay. Is that the Florida ghost? No. I don't know what happened with that. I probably sold it. If I don't have it now, and I don't recall, oh my goodness, that died, or oh, that was a scam, I probably sold it. It's really dried out. My prop system is a lot better now, I think. Oh. They were so tiny a year ago. They were seedlings. I remember always being worried that I would get the 2 mixed up.
Down here, there's nothing really to see. This is Dubai.
Yeah.
Just experiment with it.
What's in that bag?
I just be able to see through the bag. Oh gracious. There it is.
What is
That's an Anthurium Luxurious chunk.
Oh.
I'm trading that one on Saturday.
Yeah, I traded it for the Florida ghost I currently have. It was a top cutting. What?
We're not gonna talk about her. She's just, it's a little piece of a plant in a bag. Okay?
That's the Billy that I was already fed up with.
More than that, I'll show it to you next time. And this.
Okay, yeah, this, you didn't see this year because it's just some pothos growing up my wall. But I'm pretty sure this is like the last section that I show you, and then I close out the tour. So I don't know, I guess I just want to end this react on one note, and I've already said it. Invest your time and energy in maturing the plants you have right now. Challenge yourself to stop buying as many. I know I'm not the only one with this problem. Maybe I am. If so, I'm really embarrassed right now. I think I buy plants often because like I want that immediate gratification. And buying a new plant does provide that immediate gratification, but like I'm telling you now, 12 months after filming this tour, that it's a different kind of gratification when you can look back at what your collection looked like and you now see that you have mature specimens. They are large, they're happy. You've been able to propagate them enough to sell, to get a little bit more money with which to add more to your collection. I'm not saying it's wrong to add to your collection, of course, but like, I don't know if I can even put into words right now how proud I am of what my plants look like today, because I feel like everything in this little video, oh, there's the Dubai. Why did I go back to this room? Maybe I forgot to film it for you. I feel like everything in this tour, almost everything, when I showed it to you, it was like a cutting or like 2 or 3 leaves and very small. And in 12 months, like, no, nothing happened like every single day, but in 365 days, these plants have grown. They're big, they're beautiful, they're happy, they're healthy.
Included on my tour, because I would like to be able to look back, watch this in a year,
Yeah.
and be like, oh,
I did.
can't believe it was that small. Because hopefully a year from now, this will be a very healthy, happy, thriving plant.
Well, not
Also,
that one.
This came in the mail. This
Look at the
is
black mamba, you guys.
Skin Scindapsus black.
And I have already cut it.
Another shingling plant.
Like the one you saw in my updated tour has been cut, is what I mean.
Just letting it acclimate to my conditions.
Did I not know myself? I was like, I'd love to look back at this in a year and be like, oh, I can't believe it was so small.
Has been satisfied. You have seen all of my plants. I'd love to know which one was your favorite.
So that's my outro. That video is done. I think this video is done. I've kind of shared my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Do you find yourself buying plants for the instant gratification? I'm guilty of it. Stop doing it. Mature the plants you have now. Yeah, this was fun. Thank you for joining me. This was a lot of fun. I'm gonna do this next year. Next year, after I film my 2024 plant tour, I will watch the one that you just watched and we'll react to it again. Tell me what surprised you the most. Which plant's growth was like, oh my goodness, there's no way that's the same plant. And of course, if you haven't yet watched my 2023 plant tour, you shouldn't be here because this video is not gonna be the same. So go watch that and then come back here and then comment and let me know which glow up, which plant surprised you the most. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.